Hey everybody, Real with Wes, day 2 coming at you, talking about it starts within you. And I know I've ministered on this probably before. I think this title even sounds familiar, but sometimes people don't catch it the first time. You go back and then you learn more about it. But it starts within you is all about this scripture. We're starting with Philippians 2:13. It says, "For God is working in you, giving you the desire and the power to do what God pleases Him, giving you the want to." And when you don't feel like you want to, man, when you allow God to work in you, He'll work the want to in you. He'll work the willingness in you. He'll work, it's willing to let God make you willing almost. I know that can sound contradicting. That sounds almost confusing. So let me back up here. What God will start doing, you think about the scripture in Hebrews 8, I'll write my commandments on their heart. I'll write those laws instead of the law of Moses. What is that law? The law of love. God is going to start working the motivation, the desire in you to love people better, to do the right thing, to believe Him, to trust Him, to draw close to Him, ultimately what it is. And like yesterday it's like make room for God. When you make room for God, He's going to start working and maturing your desires within you. He's going to, yes, insert the right desires. He's going to take out the dumb desires that are in us. And then He's going to mature those desires. There was things I wanted early in my life that I thought I needed, and I realized, that wasn't the most important thing in life. There's materialistic things I wanted as a much younger person. And I realized, wasn't that relevant to my life? But then God started developing the right things in my life. As a single man, there's things I was desiring originally from my wife. You know how we all start out, well, man, she got to look this way, she got to talk this way, she got to walk this way. And then I realized, like all of us do, we mature, and it's like, well, it's a lot deeper than that. Because at the end of the day, in marriage, eventually, and nobody's going to look the same way physically they start out when they first marriage. You're going to age whether you want to or not. Sorry to break the bad news. So what do you want to do? You want to be in love with that person in their heart and who they are. Because when you're both 80 years old, you still want to be around each other. And that's a lot more than looks then. And all that fades. What's that? God maturing a different desire. Or how about this? When you don't feel like admitting you're wrong when you make a mistake. We all do this. We all get in our pride. We all get in our ego. And we don't want to admit, I'm wrong. Well, God will work the desire to say, you know what? You're wrong about that. And He'll start dealing with you and dealing with you and dealing with you. And then you'll be like, you know what? I'm sorry I messed up. And it's okay to do that. But what is it? It's God working. Everything I'm dealing with around there, though, what are all those things? What real love is. And what God is going to do is work real love in you and give you the desire to do it. And we'll switch over to this tomorrow. He'll give you the power or the ability or the strength to do it. Not only gives you the desire, He equips you with the ability. Man, that's how good grace is when you allow God to work in your life. God working in you, cultivating the right desires, maturing the right desires, and then giving you the ability to do those desires. And so, all I want to do is talk about the desire part today, though. What is it also? How does He mature those desires? By giving you the correct image. By giving you the correct image. By giving you the correct perspective. By giving you the correct vision of how to see things and how to hear things and how to receive things and it's everything in your perception that really the desire starts working on the inside of you, but it's how you see things internally. Ultimately, it's how you see God, see yourself. And what it does is God's love reflects on you. And you're like that mirror, it hits and bounces right off. When this, sun will hit a mirror and bounce and reflect off. That's what we're like. Here it is, God's is shining His love down on us. It's reflecting. Now, when I say down, God's in you. No, He's in you. Let me not give God's way off. But the analogy in it works. God's shining His love down on you. It's hitting you like a mirror, and it's reflecting towards His creation and all of humanity. And people see, oh, wow, this person knows God because they know love. And that desire just overflows in you and pours out of it. And you become such an overwhelming blessing is what happens. Such an overwhelming blessing. And people just enjoy being around you. You start enjoying life. Why? Because you got desires there in harmony. Harmony with Him, in harmony with yourself that are for your good, in harmony with those around you and humanity. All right, guys, come back tomorrow. We'll talk about giving you the power We dealt with the desire. Yesterday we talked about making room for God. Make room for God to work the desire. And tomorrow we'll talk about the power. All right, have a great day. Catch you tomorrow.